recording, and then all right, guys. So all we need to do here is to save this, refresh this. Now we have a line break. So now we have all two on separate lines, but then our button here also need to be on a separate line. So we go here and also in front of the EM, the next one, we create a line break too. And there we go. And we save this, refresh this, and now we have our line break. So maybe we can create double line break between, so we have at least a little space there for our between the button and the session there and the close, stuff there. Okay, now at least much better like this. And the next thing we need to do is to now enter here and use a bootstrap button instead of that stuff like that. So we enter here instead of book, we say book now, to modify it, which is nothing bad at least. And inside of our button, we create a class. Don't forget, guys. We say we have a class here. We say class CASS. The class will be what? We say BTN, which is a bootstrap class anyway. BTN what? BTN dark, right? So BTN dark is a bootstrap class. We refresh. Now we have a bootstrap button. All right. So the next thing we need to do is to create the hover effect for these buttons. And yep. So we create a hover effect quickly. So how do we create a hover effect? The best way to create a hover effect, we create a separate class there, a custom class. Don't forget. Or we use the parent
A
and child
custom
relationship.
class.
So which one do you prefer for us to go with? Parent and child or create
Custom class.
huh?
I prefer using classes in the
Huh?
parent child relationship.
Okay, so we use a class. So here, how do we call the class? We call this event, it gotta be relevant to
BTN
our session. BTN. Thank you. So we got event
BTN
BTN.
dash BTN.
Very good. Event dash BTN. Copy this. And then inside of here, we go there, right below here. We said event dash BTN. And then inside of the event dash BTN, we give it a background color, right? Background color of, well, what's the background color there? Mm, the background color will be, they kind of, there the color here. I go to our design, and the color is that kind of, right? I think this is the color. Let me just come here. The purple color. So we go to the color palette, and then this is the purple color. And the focus, this is the purple color right here. And then we go here to, we come here to the color, click on it, right click on the color code, copy it, and now move to our code there, paste this, and we have it. And I know we have a border, so we set the border. Should we set the border to none? Yeah, let's set border to none, and then we'll head to why the hover effect. So dot event event dash btn uh
BTN
colon. Now we say hover. Now
colon
for the hover
over.
effect, we get, remember background color instead of background dash color, and then we have the background color for the hover effect will be BACK background color here, and then a pink. Yeah, the hover effect here is pink, as we can see here. So go to the color palette, grab the pink color. Um, yep, and then right click on the color code, copy it, move to the code, and then we paste this. Now we have this, this effect. So now save, go back to the editor. Now we have it like this, and then we have a nice effect like this. All right, guys. So the next thing we need to do is the link here. This link, view all events, link us to the event page. Huh? It's supposed to link us to the
Mm-hmm.
event page. So all we need to do is to at least create a party there so that it can be jammed up against the stuff like that. So how do we do that? The only thing we need to do is to grab the div that controls, or we enter inside here. All we do is this is the link. This is the link here, and the link is directly is directly is directly is directly a child of what? The hero session, right? This is a hero session. The top event session, as you can see here, is
Yeah.
directly a child of that session. So we go here. How do we target it? We can come by right here, on here, you know, at least create that kind of, we use here, we say top events, top events, use the greater than sign and use the A tag. So in the A tag, we just create a margin top. So the margin top set to what? The margin top will be set to 20 pixel, yeah, 40 pixel, 30 pixel will be fine. Save that, and now we go back to the code, refresh it. Oh, the data is not directly,
Yeah.
it didn't apply. Anyway, we can still come back here. I think we should target the link, let's just give you a class. Uh, we'll give you a class. Should we give you a class? Yep, we can give you a class at least so we can target it quickly. No need for all of that.
Hey, hello.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody,
I want to
somebody
send
says,
a target. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I want to send her to target quickly. We should give her a class, but then you think we should find out a solution to what they are installing using a parent attribute or something.
Why is not styling? Okay. All right,
Why
that's
is
right.
not
Okay,
taking
that's
effect using the
the
first
parent,
procedure?
the parent-child relationship, right? Uh, BTN. Sorry guys, this is event BTN. All right, guys. So like we say, yeah, this is the hero session. This session is the session top events, and inside the top events session we have this, and this is directly a child of the session. So if we collapse this containing div that has the rule right here, there we go. So this is the event, the session here, but then this is the tag here that has that link. So yeah, if we look at this, I mean, we are on course. We have the top event, and then this is the styling we have here, margin top for this. And let me see if, let's say 50 pixels, maybe, and refresh and see. It's not taking effect. Maybe that could be. mm, all right, so, but if you look at this, yes, we have everything on course, but I don't know why. Just don't know why. So maybe that could be a research to find out why. Maybe you can use the parent-child relationship on class on ID selectors. Maybe because so far we have been using it, we have been using them on class selectors. So we can debug it to research and see why we are not applying that on ID selectors. Or maybe it can be applied to this kind of, styling can be applied to angle tag. Or maybe we can tell. So that will be left for us to do as a research. So let's just head over to class and create a custom class here quickly. And this will be what event link. So just say LNK or LINK. The link for the event here. We'll copy this and save it. And we can get rid of this. Get rid of this completely. We don't need this. So now we are heading right back here at the end of the hover here for the BTM, and then we paste this, and then we construct curly braces, and then we now go now and say what we say. What we have there? We have what's that? What's that? Margin top and the arrow. Margin top. Margin top will be set to the same 30% that we apply up there. Now let's see what happens. Oh my god, it's not taking effect. It's not taking effect. I hope maybe that could be from the browser. Or I hope I'm recording you. Okay. Or better still, maybe we just want to create our space so we can create a padding here for this for the class here for the class, this content. So instead of, because I don't know why it is behaving like that. Honestly, I don't know, because this is the way we could do that. Or maybe we can apply it on link so they apply strictly to the div. So we go, the div here is called, the div is called event div. So all we need to do is to create a padding, a margin rather. Since this div is in here, we create a margin button. It will take effect. This time around, it's going to take effect. Margin button of 30 pesos. Apply the 30 pesos we want to apply. And now let's see what happens. Save this, remove this dot link and stuff like that. And then we save it. Make sure we save it. Now go to the code, go to the browser. If we refresh, now we have the pattern. We created a space right there. So this will be better. Yeah, it will be better. And then maybe it can be applied to link. So we'll go back here, remove the class we created in the link, and that's fine. All right, guys. So far so good. We have established styling for the top event. Remember, we have a session right, and we say it is on click. So the thing will be visible once we click for the span that we created up here. And if you look here, for me, I using a very huge, I using a desktop. So maybe that's why you see my stuff is like that. My screen is like that very wide. So we have it like this. And the next thing we need to do is to scroll down here. We get to the next session, which is the let's say testimonial session. So we head back to our code, and then we collapse SQL and collapse the event session, and now go to the testimonial session here. So all we need to do is to just grab the ID, copy it, and go to the code here. The first thing we need to do is now comment and say what this is now the testimonial STIMONIAL testimonial session. And inside of the testimonial session, we use the power sign to target the ID. And in here, let's see the design. Inside of the design, we have this, let's scroll down. We have it like this. So it has the kind of gray background. If I'm not, you see it? We got that gray kind of background, the gray. All right. So we have the text in the center, text align center. So we close this. We go to the code here. This should be the kind of gray that we use here. This is the gray. And scroll down, and then we get a code for it. EF, copy it. And then we say padding. Set the padding first to 3% top and bottom, 5% left and right. And then we set the background. Is that background color, or is that, yeah, background color? Set the background color to this color that we copy from the design. And then we have a text align. We align our text center. There we go. So we save this, refresh the browser. Now we have it. Where are we? We save it. Uh, what's going on? I think we need to top event. We copy it inside of the top events. Oh, what we copy? Oh, we made a mistake. Jesus Christ. Testimonial is not. Hello. Testimonial. I thought we will go grab them. Copy this. Go here, and then we change it to testimonials. Okay. Now we refresh. We now have it applied to that testimonial session here. Okay. So now we have this, but we are not yet done, because remember, this is supposed to be a slide. Hmm? So inside of here, we use Bootstrap. We'll go to Bootstrap. And then inside here, let's go to the code. If you look here in the HTML code here, we have, let me expand it. We have what? We have three testimonials. One coming from a client called Nilda, where one coming from a client. We have all the clients in there anyway. Hello? So we'll put a client testimonial, we'll put our name. So before we proceed, let's head over to Bootstrap. And then we will use a Bootstrap here, and then click on Bootstrap. And then we go to Docs, click on Docs, and then on Docs, we will component. Click on component, and then we look for what you have, carousel. This is the carousel. Click on Bootstrap carousel, and then let's scroll down and see the type of carousel we have. We have this one, slide this one, we have this one, the one that you can slide like this, we have that one, we have this one, we have this one, we have this one, we got this, we got this. We will need this, but then let me see if we have other. Jesus Christ. And we have this. Uh, right, and let me see. Carousel, carousel slide, carousel dock. All right, and we have this, and we have. All right, so we can use. Let me see which one we can use. Okay, this one will be fine. Let's look here for. Okay, this is what we want. No, we don't need this. The one doesn't slide. And we want the one that slides. The one that slide when we click. Very good. This is the one we want. So we want this, and we'll copy this. Make sure we copy this. Then we will explain it when we get in the code. So we go back here into our editor, and inside of here, inside of the testimonial section, just click, enter in the testimonial section, paste this for now, paste, and this is what we have. So we gotta make sure all these divs, you know, like tap, 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 and then we make sure we bring this div here, tap it. Okay, so now we have them right in here. Now we are using Bootstrap carousel, all right? So the data touch target is set to false. This means that we will have to, the false that we see here, first of all, it means that the carousel will not slide unless we click on the caret. See here? Let me go here. So it's here unless we click. So the reason why we set it to false. But for other carets, the one that's sliding, you see that? All right. So they have a data interval of what? This is 1 second. No, not 1 second, but 10 seconds. 10,000 milliseconds make 10 seconds. So they are set to slide for what? 10,000 milliseconds. So for us, we set that to what? False. So it means that the user will have to click before it take effect, before it slides. So like the way we have it here. So the only way we slide unless the user click. And then we come in here in the code, and what we need to do is replace every section here. You see where we have the image, we have the div. There are three divs here. The first div for the first carousel, the second div here for the second carousel. There are only two divs, there are only two carousels. So the copy, we got three testimonials. We copy it, paste it, so that we can have three. So because we have three testimonials, and then we have three for us, and then we go back here. So we move well, we have the images. Hold down control, click in for all the images, and select all of them, and we remove them. So inside there, where we have the images, we replace them with with the content we have inside of the div. A little bit confusing, but you have to be very careful. So we are not copying this whole div. We're only copying the elements inside of this div. So copy this. We say copy, go up in the first div here, we paste down, Control V. Very good. So we have the div there. Now we enter inside here the next div. We're not copying the div, we're copying the element inside the div. We copy it, copy, and then we paste it. Paste it inside. Oh my god. What is second div? Okay, this is the how many divs we copy, how many divs we pasted. We remove the images for 3. Oh my god. Okay. I made a mistake. I copy 4 divs. But anyway, we can settle that. So we can remove this, and paste our div. Just get rid of one div so that we can have only 3 divs right in there. Get rid of this. Now we have 3. All right, so we come here and then we can paste here because the syntax going here for the last one, the syntax up here. So the only thing we need to do is here the class, all the one that we copy, we select here, we get rid of them, right? So we get rid of them, save it, and let's see what we have. So now we have this div, save this, go inside of our element, our bootstrap, refresh the page. Now we have it. If we pay key attention as I click, once I click around, we have the something there. You see? Oh no, it's not taking effect. Okay, maybe the reason is because let's go back to the head tag here. We don't have the JavaScript, bootstrap JavaScript. All right, because the sliding is supposed to take effect. JavaScript is responsible for that sliding, for that behavior. So we only have the CSS. So let's go back to the JavaScript here. Let's go way back to the top, and we have home. Click on home and scroll down here. You have what? Let's show here. We have this. We have the uh, we have the CSS here, and we have the JavaScript here. So we copy this. Let me. I come in 1 minute, guys. So we copy this. Copy it from right here and go in our code. Inside of the code here, right on the Bootstrap CSS. Yeah, we enter twice. 1, 2. Go back to the top, and let me show we'll be in line with that. So hit tab, and now we paste. Paste this, we have what? The JavaScript that is responsible for that. All right. So when we save this and refresh, go back to Inventor, refresh. Now we should have it take effect. Now when I click, see a sliding, click, see a sliding, click, we see a sliding. So if you want to experiment, you can go and set, for example, go back to the code where we have the JavaScript there, right where we have the data BS touch. And when you come here, just go here, you have data interval, set it to true instead of false. So when we say true, true means we'll save this, and we didn't specify any intervals. We just say true. What happened? You notice something? Okay, first of all, let's set it to okay. You see what happening? It's sliding. Because we didn't set any interval, so it's just sliding with no second. They're going, going. So if we go back here and set this to maybe 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second, we say one, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 10,000. So 1000 will be what? One with 30 behind it. So we save this, we go back here, refresh this. What happened? Now let's see what happens here. So uh, let's see. Okay, after 1 second, you see it sliding. Every second, because we say 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easier? Very good. So you can go around and experiment with it, see how it works. That will be okay for you. So we set it back to false because we want it to be false. So just introducing you. So that styling, that functionality is coming from Bootstrap. We got nothing to do with it. So the JavaScript that is responsible to do that. All right. Unless you want to create your own JavaScript, which we will be doing. Let's say you're beginning Friday, which we'll be doing. But for now, we will use Bootstrap JavaScript. So we save this. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself, ask the question as we proceed. Remember, we want to finish up the homepage today. So if you ask, we have to limit the question or ask very short and precise questions, that will be okay. What else we have, guys? So for our client, the first client will be new that I have the file. We have all the files in here. So oh, we added crazy, but anyway, we'll correct it. We'll correct that mistake. So we have all our clients here. We have a client called Nuda. We have a client here called Chiak Silva, just a name, fictional name that we created, and we have Linda Jones. So one thing we want to do is the same technique I show you. We'll be using this image. You understand? Instead of this image. All right. And what we want to do here is uh, mm, let's give the name here. So all we need to do here, right click on this. This will be our second. This will be our copy. What copy? Copy this. This will be our second, our second who? Second client, right? Second, yeah, second client. And then we'll go back here to the library. We'll go back inside here, and then this will be our third. Rename this. This will be our third um, client. So we'll come here, and then if you like, we can change the testimonials for each of these. We can choose what it says. So the first client say what? Eventer now handles my event. So maybe the second client, instead of saying the same thing, to show differences, we clear. Uh, so it creates something fictional right quickly, fast and easy. We say, I love Eventer so much. Each time, each time I use the app, I feel like it is home. Just like that. And then we get to the next client here. Choose uh the next testimonial here. We say it will be what? Um uh each time, okay. Eventor is a, let's say, to go up whenever I want to plan my events. Whenever I want to plan my events, uh, I would recommend, recommend this app to my friends and family, something like this. All right. So the next thing we'll go to the images that's supposed to be there for our clients, and make sure we give all of them the same dimension so that we don't have different dimensions. So we want to use this image. So I will right click on this image. We're actually supposed to use this image. Okay, I'll right click on the image. Let me not right click, but I'll just rename it to the name of the client, which is Neoda, which is the first person. We just say Neoda, and we can rename this. Just use that first name is Ciaque, and then we use that first name, to make it speedy. We'll use Linda. Linda. Oh, Linda. Linda. Now we go here, give them the scene dimension. If you look at the design, the image here responsible. You see the image very small right here. So make sure we compress it very small so that it doesn't take up much of our visitor data on their phone or whatever they will be using the browse. So what we do is click here, go to paint and compress the image. We already showed the step. This is really, really interesting. So all the time, this is what I use. I don't use any image compression software online, and I always use this image, this stuff like that. So we say, well, we want to set it 300 by 300. We want a 300 by 300 dimension. So which means we have to uncheck maintain aspect ratio. Click on this. Very good. Something like this. See that beautiful girl smiling? Yeah, you have to keep the girl for Prince. And then we have the next is we have um, the next person here. You know, change the print. Go to print and then change the dimension to 300 by 300. Go to pixel, uncheck maintain aspect ratio, and then we say 300 top by 300. And then we go. Now we have this. Save it. Another beautiful girl, the one for Seku. And then we
Okay.
go for um we go let me see here. We go to Linda. We click here. We go to print and then we open pin and then resize. Go to pixel, change it, uncheck maintain aspect ratio. And we go
I like
300
your magic for you.
by 300 and then we save this. This is for Kuti. Equity babe there. All right, guys. So we have this. We have changed all of the aspect ratio, the dimension for these images that we want to use. And notice as we change them, they also reduce in size, which is good. All right. It reduces size. This is 32 kilobyte. This is what? This is 59 kilobyte. This is 33 kilobyte. So good. Now we'll go back to the code. And what we want to do here is to inside of each, let me go back to the beginning. Okay, inside of each of these div, make sure you click in front of all of them here, the three of them. Press enter. So inside here, we'll create an image tag. We already had an image tag, but I removed it. I don't know why I did that. So go to images / and left give them one neo first, NEODA.jpg, which is the first person here. And the next person here is what the girl called CRAQUE. And then the next person here is called Linda. Yeah, Linda, 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 the JPG. So when we save this, now when we refresh in our browser, we have the images, very huge. So when you click on the white, I don't know if you can see the white carrot right here. We have the image sliding, but very huge. Whoa, not small, huge, and huge. So make sure we have to target the images and reduce that size. Oh, you noticing what I'm noticing? The image is supposed to be, oh, we made a mistake. We made a huge mistake. Wait,
Images of viewer.
wait, guys. Oh my God. All right, all right. They check out, sorry, they check out all what people say about the H2. It's supposed to be out of the entire carrot, the
Okay.
entire, like you say, carousel. It's supposed to come right here after the div here. Paste this, and there we go. Save it. Now refresh. Now we have the, okay, above it here before the image. If you look here in the design, that's how it is. All right. So we come back here. Now we use the carrot. See it sliding. So all we need to do now is to go back here inside of our images, create a class. So select all the images. So don't forget to alternate. Always get in a habit. So we say images, image of client. All right. And then we create a class, CLASS, create a class called, the class will be where it will carry the name of that. It will be what? It will be uh client
Hello.
IMG. Yeah,
Yeah,
guys.
for the H2 you just took off, I think
Yeah,
you left the other ones on the other two images.
really? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we copy. Oh
So you
that
should.
okay,
Mhm.
okay, like you. So we copy the whole thing. Jesus.
So let's take out that two and other
Yeah, let's take
one
out the two.
be left.
That's right. So remove the two. Oh, this is ridiculous. Take out the two and then we save it. And now inside of our client image here, Don't forget, we grab this, copy it, and head to our style sheet. And we have the one testimonial, right? We say call our class. Here we say we set the width, the IDTH. Let's set the width to 60%.
Yeah. And so
Set that width to 60%. And what else?
that with us.
Border radius, that's right, to 10 pixels. And there we go. So let's save and refresh and let's see what we have. Ah, it's supposed to be what
It's
60%, Jesus.
10%. It's also
Oh yeah, we can use pixel. Let's use let's use 10% and let's see something. Yeah,
10%.
all right, now much better. Now much better, but then it still needs to be reduced. 5% will be okay. 5%. And now let's see. It reduces 50. It
Too small.
it's too small, eh? Well, it between it, 10, 8%. Yeah, 8% will be okay. It will be it will be
Yeah, that's too
seven
big for
percent.
me, man.
Yes, 7% or 6%. Let's say. Um, there we go. Is this small to you?
Like comparing the design.
If you compare the design, okay. How does it look in the design? 7% will be much better. So let's go for 7%, and we say 7%. Yeah, so far so good. All right, it can be like this. All right, so the next thing we need
I
to do
use a
is
slider that will inspire the other images, please.
yeah, but we style it so it apply to all the other images.
Yeah, no,
All right, but the next thing is we have to break what? We got to break our we got to break the text. You know what the client say, because if you look at the design, it's readable. When you design it, one thing you don't do is you have this long line of text going across the browser. Sometimes it's very hard for the readers to continue along the line. So for readability, make sure always you keep it like they make it short. I can easily read across. So you give it, make it short and also create the line spacing so my eyes can grab it and just read it at once. Instead of me following it all the way across, from the left to right and blah 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 like that. So how do we do it? Now you have the skills, the needed skill to do it, the styling like this, so that we have it like this. So guys, what do you think we are gonna do? Huh?
Huh?
What do you think we are gonna do in order to achieve this effect where we have the text like this?
Uh, I think for me, we should use a long break.
We can use the line break. It will not be a good idea to use a line break. We can
Yeah,
use padding. All right, we got enough space.
yeah.
If you notice this, the caret. Just look at something. Look at something here in the browser. We can find first of all, we can see the carrot good. The carrot is white. We'll give it dark later. But then if the line is stretched
It
across like
does.
this, we're not be able to see the carrot like the way we see any design like this. It's easy for us to see the carrot like this, right? So it means we have to give it a padding. And you just have to apply that, because when you have so many divs, sometimes it can be confusing which one to start. But knowing which one to start, you can develop that skill. So the more we enter into our deals and start them, it gives us that, it build a skill, it build up our skill. So what we do is we enter into the div that controls um, the image, the text, and then the name of the testimonial, the client. So the div that does that, or the divs that do that, are this div, the one, the carousel here. This is the same div, and this is the same div, as you can see here. Hmm? You see that? Very good. If you can look at it keenly, this is the